everybody! So today I was debating doing a beauty video or a movie review, and I wasn't really feeling beauty video. Sorry, I'm coming off of the flu, so sorry. Anyway, I wasn't really feeling doing the whole beauty video thing. I just couldn't come up with anything I wanted to talk about. I know I said I owed you guys, sorry. Got like a, this is gonna sound really disgusting, but I just got a chunk of mucus in my mouth. That was gross. I know I owe you guys a haul, and I'm sorry, but since I've been home for 10 days, if you don't know, I was in downtown Chicago over last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, and I bought a lot of stuff, but it's like kind of spread out now, and I don't know, I bought so much stuff, to be honest, I don't know where it all is. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a beauty haul. I did get a lot of beauty products from like Chanel and stuff, so I would think you guys would be interested in that kind of stuff. So today I felt like doing a review, and I decided I wanted to do we own now a lot of the Oscar winning films, or like the Oscar nominated films, and if you guys don't watch the Oscars, then you can look up the winners or not, if you don't care, but I am kind of a loyal Oscar viewer. I have been for a really long time. So there's like stickers on this DVD. But this year just was a year of great movies, and I mean it always is, but it just, a lot of these movies got a lot of buzz, and I wanted to share my opinions on some of them, and I'm going to be doing an individual review on a lot of them. This is the only one that I've seen thus far, and that is 12 Years a Slave. This one, Best Picture, and Lupita Nyong'o, I love her, I'll get to that in a minute, but she won Best Supporting Actress for it. It just is a beautiful movie. If you don't know what it's about, I just got an email. If you don't know what it's about a man that lives in New York, and he gets tricked into slavery, and he's basically tossed around to different plantations and things like that, and it's just his struggle between trying to survive but also trying to live his life. There's a very distinct difference, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's multiple times where he says there's a difference between surviving and living, and that just is very interesting to me. This movie was breathtaking from start to end, and maybe it was part of the reason because I watched it in our media room, which has like a huge screen and stuff, but it just, the sets, it was filmed in Louisiana, and it just, the sets and the locations were beautiful. The acting, which I really liked this, and I'll get to his part in a minute, but with the exception of Brad Pitt, the actors are pretty much unknown. Like Lupita, that was her first role, which is absolutely incredible. But like I said, with the exception of Brad Pitt and maybe Sarah Paulson and Michael Fassbender, but other than that, like those are the three people that I think have like a established career. Okay, I'll start with don't mind if I'm kind of taking notes off the back, and I will warn you, this video is probably going to have spoilers in it because it's kind of hard to talk about a movie without dissecting it without talking about spoilers. So, basically, give me 1 second, I have a text. Okay, nothing big, my mom just going to pick up my prescriptions. Anyway, this movie is rated R, and it is, if you don't like strong language, and, it is based in the Civil War in the slavery period, so you are going to hear a lot of the N-word in this movie, which is what deterred me originally from watching Django, which I still haven't seen, by the way, but eventually that would be the garage. My room is right over the garage, so anyway, I'm just gonna talk over it. So if that deters you, don't let it, because from what I've been told, Django is an incredible movie, so and I really want to see it. Anyway, so that is kind of the warning for this. But the beginning of the movie, Solomon, played by, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like, I'm not even gonna try. But he is a violinist, I think it's violinist, and he has like a family with kids and things like that, and he goes to dinner with these two men that are supposedly in the like a moving circus or whatever, and they want like musical talent, so they approach him and they end up being con men, and they drink him, like they wine and dine him basically, and get him drunk to the point where he doesn't remember anything, and he wakes up in like this brick cell, like with his feet and stuff shackled. So this was the first scene that was really hard to watch. There was a number of scenes that were really hard to watch, but this one was really moving. He basically insists that he's a free man, and the slave person, the what's it called, the jail keeper or whatever, the guy that's like keeping him there, does not like that, and so he beats him, and that's really difficult to watch. And then he's transferred to this courtyard where you see like these men like washing themselves, and there's also nudity in this movie, BT dubs. And if you don't like seeing men's naked butts, then don't watch it. It's a very quick scene, but that's beside the point. And then there's this little boy who is obviously traumatized and misses his family and things like that, and that's really difficult to watch as well. And there's a woman there that is, I think it's a little boy's mom, and then she had a little girl too, and it's really difficult to see her relationship with her kids, and then when she's sold into slavery, she's taken away from her children, so that's really difficult. And then they're put in this like kind of auction, which I couldn't take Paul Giamatti seriously in this scene, because like I'm used to him being in things like Big Liar or whatever that thing is called, the one where he turns blue. Yeah. I couldn't take him seriously because that's all I kept thinking about. But anyway, this was, I'm just gonna say it, it's a difficult movie to watch in general. It's kind of weird to me to see, obviously because I haven't lived in that era, it's really difficult for me to see people like not treated as humans. Then he is purchased by Benedict Cumberbatch, which is actually really funny. If you're a Sherlock fan, which my brother is, then you'll appreciate him. I can't see him without seeing the Benedict Otterbatch from Tumblr and thinking about Janice Not on Fire doing that face, like, ugh, can't. But Tumblr loves Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't know why. I've not gotten into Sherlock, but beside the point, he was really good. And he gives Solomon later, he gives him a violin as a reward. What did he do to, oh, he, basically, he is on a plantation, and he builds this, like, raft out of logs. Sorry, I'm a little foggy about that chunk of the film. There was a kind of a dip there where I started like texting in the middle of the movie, and I just kind of like my attention span kind of went off a little bit, and then I got back into it. But so I'm a little foggy on that, and I've only seen it once, so don't blame me. But and then Solomon is sold to Michael Fassbender, who is a drunk, and then we meet Patsy, who is played by Lupita, who is, by the way, absolutely stunning. And I cannot believe that was her first role, because she was amazing in that film. So, and she is kind of like the object of Epps, or Michael Fassbender's character. It's kind of like the object of his affection a little bit, and his wife doesn't like it. His wife is played by Sarah Paulson. I really loved Sarah Paulson in, I don't even remember the name of the movie, but it's the movie based on Sarah Palin. It's with like Woody Harrelson, and what's her face? Julianne Moore. And that movie is pretty good. I'm not really into politics, but that movie is really good. Anyway, she is honestly really scary in this role. And Lupita's character gets beaten for going over to like the neighbor plantation and asking for soap, because she is deprived of soap. So she's also raped by Epps, and that scene is one of probably the hardest scenes to watch. Also, Mrs. Epps sends Solomon on a mission to go to the store to pick up a few items for her, and this is like a huge thing of trust for her. And on the way, he sees this opportunity to escape, and he ends up running into this group of slave drivers about to lynch a few slaves, and they end up ultimately letting him go, and he moves on to the store, and he ends up, every time he goes to the store, he has to get paper for the family, and he always steals a sheet of paper to end up writing a letter. And a few of the other slaves have previously told him that he shouldn't reveal that he can read and write, and Mrs. Epps ends up finding out. And when Lupita, or Patsy, is beaten for the soap thing, Solomon is like kind of forced to whip her. And you can just see in his eyes just the incredible, powerful performance that had, and how much that took. And as Solomon is, this is the part where I'm really not a fan of. And I love Brad Pitt, don't get me wrong, but basically he is building a house as part of his duties, and Brad Pitt's character, I cannot remember the name of, he is sort of like a hired hand, and he's kind of like a friend to Solomon, and it just seems like, I know Brad Pitt kind of, you know, funded this whole project and things like that, and I don't think it would be possible without Brad Pitt. I don't think it would be nearly as popular without him, and it seemed very last minute that he was going to play this role. I don't think I would have found the role as weird if it wouldn't have been for Brad Pitt. I don't know, maybe it's just because I see him as so many other different characters that it's kind of hard for me, and because he is really the only really well-known actor in this film, pretty much everyone else is relative no-names. It was really hard to take Brad seriously. I love Brad Pitt, don't get me wrong, but this wasn't one of my favorites of his films. It was one of my favorite films, but just not one of the favorites that he's done. If that makes any sense. So, ultimately, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, Solomon ends up leaving slavery and going back to his home with it, and he's been a slave for 12 years, as the title suggests, 12 years a slave. And his family is all grown up, and he has a grandson and things like that, and he just realizes how much he's missed because of this horrible thing. And then the title cards kind of reveal, and I've done a little bit of research like on Wikipedia and stuff, ended up becoming an abolitionist and kind of moving on and going to greener pastures, as you say. And it's kind of amazing to me, this film, how incredible every aspect of it was, from the acting to the sets, like I said, to even the costumes, and just, I don't know that era all that well. I mean, I've studied it in school, but I don't know it like the back of my hand or anything like that. So, but yeah, that's 12 Years a Slave, and you guys heard my opinion as I progressed throughout the film. It was an amazing film, breathtaking, as I said, and yeah, so I plan to watch Gravity and American Hustle, and I've already seen Frozen. That film is so cute. Anyway, now I just have, do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to ride our bikes around the halls? Anyways, this video is not about Frozen. Yeah, so that's 12 Years a Slave. I want to know what you guys thought down below, if you guys have seen it. And let me know what Oscar award-winning video or movie you want me to watch next and review. And I know I haven't done a Sarah Cinema in a long time. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.